I had the opportunity and the chance to interview Mr. Coop. So then I had the chance to interview his old manager, Fulton, who had originally been in jail and should still be serving his sentence. But thanks to the regulations of COVID, he is free now. And this is the Ken Fulton interview. Thank you for the barbershop for letting us do it there. If you need anything down in East Lubbock, please go get your haircut here and enjoy the interview.
What's up, man? I'm Ken Fulton. Man, I'm from Houston, Texas, my birth home, but my second home is in Amarillo, Texas.
Why do you say your second home is on what left?
Oh, man, my second home is kind of where a lot of stuff started in my life. You know, my second home is where I like to say that's where I got all my game from. You know, born in the city, but kind of back and forth in the country and just learned a whole different part of life, whole different aspect of my life. Man, I first started going to Amarillo when I was like 8 years old. That was my first time flying. You know, I was one of them little kids to where they put the necklace around you and you go, they take you to the counter, then you change flights in Dallas, they walk you to the counter. So that was just one of my first experiences, seeing my grandmother. Then as I got older, I started going as a teenager. Now I'm that kid, I'm that cool kid from the city. And now I'm a little older, the girls are liking me a little bit. Now, you know, I'm kind of hip. So I'm just learning some different things and I'm getting involved in different things. So, oh man, it goes from me being a teenager to being a young person in my 20s to getting into my late 20s to want to get into the music because really, I had got involved into the street life. I had started hustling. Like I said, being from Houston, I would see things in Amarillo. I would see guys pay $10 for something in Amarillo. And I was like, man, I can get that. I can get 20 of them for 100 man. So, and I just started just getting involved in stuff. So, like I said, so the music for me was really a way off the streets. You know, that was a way for me to really just stop making bad choices, a way for me to stop getting involved in certain things. So actually, I had met another artist before I met Coop, and he ended up getting locked up, and I was still trying to, look, I'm trying to get off the streets because I know what this going to end for me. I know this ain't going to end well. Yeah, childhood friend. Well, actually, like I said, I met Stick through a friend of mine. You know, actually, it's funny. The friend that I'm telling you about, I was at his house, and H-Town was at the top of their list. They like high on the charts, knocking the boots everywhere. And he had to take Stick to an airport. So Stick pulls up in like a drop 500. He pulled up in a 500, two-door coupe 500. So he got the diamonds on. He got the Rolex watch on and all that. So I'm like, that back then everybody was wearing the Rolex watch, the Rolex bracelet. So I was asking my friend, man, where did Stick get that watch from? He's like, oh yeah, that's my buddy. Cause Stick came to the door, cool dude. He comes to the door, just me. He not high-minded, none of that, just normal dude. But he's just dropping them off. So I'm like, man, where'd he get that watch? So my friend ended up turning me on to his jeweler, and then me and the jeweler got cool. And then the jeweler knew his friend had owned Rap A Lot Records. At that time, Floyd was signed. Well, later on, Floyd signed with Rap A Lot later on, but that's later on though. So I'll tell you about all that later. Man, I'm a 40 fan. 40 is my guy. 40, I just love some 40 water. 1996? What was it, it was the year when Mike Tyson got out. Mike Tyson had went to prison for something. So Mike had I think it was 1995. 1995, Tyson fought Pete McNeeley. So I'm at the Pete McNeeley fight. The fight was 89 seconds. I paid like $1,500 for this ticket. The fight is 89 seconds, but that's not the thing. The thing was the pre-fight. Michael Jackson was there, Madonna was there. So I pull up in a limousine, and the limousine put me by the other limousines. So they think I'm some kind of celebrity. Yeah, I had to show you the picture. I'll send you the pictures for the thing. So they think I'm some kind of celebrity. I'm there with Lonzo, all the NBA players. I used to tell women, they used to think I was like an athlete. But back then, I think you could play in Vancouver. I think the Grizzlies was in Vancouver. Back then, there wasn't no internet. So I could be like, hey, listen, I play for the Grizzlies. I play in Canada. I hurt my knee. I couldn't tell them I'm in the streets. So I go to the bar. And E40 comes to the bar. So we took a picture. So that was my little meeting with E40. I said all that to say that was my meeting with E40. We got to meet at the Mike Tyson fight back in 1995. And I wish I still had that picture, but I lost him. Man, that's my dude. You know, I know a lot of dudes from the Bay. Too Short, Spice One. You know, Spice One actually when I started doing promotion. I did promotion, like I said, trying to get off the street. I was trying to get off the street by any means necessary. I started doing concerts. My first concert was UGK, Spice One, and DJ Quick. So I don't know. I'm not on gang time. I don't know about no gangs. You know, Texas is not known for gangs, especially back then. Now I don't know. So I don't know that DJ Quick, that just like Compton, is a real thing. I don't know that they really tripping with him about that. So DJ Quick don't show up. So they end up canceling my show at the Civic Center in Amarillo. So we had to like do a quick like switcheroo to get to a club for the show to go on so I don't lose my money. So UGK did their thing, Spice One did their thing, but y'all knew Spice. Actually, the guy that did Coop's album cover, The Game's Still Deadly, they were from San Leandro, California, Funky Fat Graphics. If you listen to E40, hope I don't go back to Slang and Yayo, he talk about Funky Fat Graphics. Funky Fat was in Oakland, and we were able to just network with people, and just from all over, the Bay to everywhere. So yeah, that's how the interaction started. We just met people from all over and just network, you know, just Messy Mar, man, a lot of dudes. My partner Troy P from Frisco, just a lot of people. Well, listen, Master P, I'm telling you, I'm trying to get off the streets. I'm hustling now. I remember doing Master P. I did Master P. Was it Master P, Coolio, the Twins? I forget. Anyway, Master P was the headliner. I remember I did Master P for like $5,000 or $6,000. I mean, like the next month, Master P was getting like $60,000 a show. It was crazy, man. The times that I was able to do this, the times that it was just crazy. I'm saying, I'm like 25, 24 years old, and not knowing. I'm just not knowing. You know, Master P, cool dude, man. We hung out with Master P, man. Went to his hotel room. He, like I said, he wasn't all that, he wasn't all that star, you know, down to earth dude. Give me the game. Hey man, listen, man. Give me 15,000. Let me get on the track. Get Too Short 5, whatever. You know what I mean? He's like, man, this the play. Give me the game. Just lacing me up. And by the time I'm about to run the plays, it got all bad for me. Well, Fulton Entertainment started, like I said, I had met another artist before Coop. He ended up getting into a little trouble. So I used to always come back and forth to Lubbock just to hang out. You know, Lubbock was like popping with the clubs, like during the week. So then, of course, being from a different town, a new city, it was always fun for me. So I used to always hear Coop. I used to always like Coop stuff, but I was kind of obligated to the first artist I had. But like I said, he ended up getting locked up. So I was like, cool, man, let's do something. Because I liked his sound, and I knew it was something he definitely could do. So that was how that all worked out.
So what year would you say that was?
That was the late 90s. I want to say 97 maybe. 97. I want to say 97. I think I was like 24 years old, 24, 25 years old, yeah. I met Coop just here in Lubbock, just hanging out. You know, we just hanging out, just in the street, just Coop in the club, you know, Cooping and rapping, they doing their thing. And, you know, just I'm a people person, you know. They tell me, man, you ain't never met a stranger that you never met. You never met a person. So I just started a conversation with talking to him. And like I said, I always loved his music. I always like him and Fresh, just always like their stuff. But like I said, you know, we in different lanes, of course. I'm moving a certain kind of way. But when I see him, it was always what's up, you know, checking them out, you know, listening to their stuff. It was always love. Man, listen, it was just trying to get off the street. You know what I mean? Coop was hot, and me, I'm one of those type people. And the way my thought process works, it's two kind of people in the world. My thought process. You either gonna sit back and wait for it to happen, or you gonna make it happen. I'm one of those make it happen type people. So I just need a little bit. I don't need a whole lot. You know, just if I see some potential, if I see some possibility, you know, yeah, we're gonna make it happen. We got a chance. A rapper lot? A rapper's house?
Yes.
Well, that was cool. That was their stuff. So like me, I really wasn't. I'm tell you, listen. I'm trying to get off the streets. So, Coop, whatever we need, whatever y'all want to do, whatever, if it's jamming, we're gonna make it happen. You know what I mean? And I wasn't hands-on, but I was hands-on. So it was like they stuff. They would tell me about the rapper's house, but like I said, we were moving in different lanes. So we'll come in and hang out. They'll be in the studio all day doing their thing, and I might come through, you know, crack. You know, Coop is a jokester. You know, Coop, he's a character. So I come through and, you know, he tell a few jokes, and like I said, I was going like 1,000,000 miles an hour back then. I was like way ahead of my time, going way too fast. Well, no, actually, man, that's a whole nother thing, man. It's so much to this story. Now, H-Town is from Houston. I used to be in the streets with a friend of mine from Houston. The friend of mine, we was in the streets, but he happened to know Luke from the 2 Live crew. So it's just, we both doing the same thing. We just trying to get off the streets. But he's in the streets to where he knows Luke. He knows some bigger artists or whatever. So he actually took H-Town to Luke and signed. That's how H-Town signed with Luke. And I think he got the management deal. So, like I said, knowing somebody, and just in them circles. You know, I look back, man, I was like, man, at 25, man, I was really around some big people, man, like, you know, but they were just regular people to me. You know, I didn't think nothing of them. You know, he's regular. You know, you ain't no different to me. But now it's a yeah. Now it's a little. They be starstruck now, but I never been like that. You know, they just normal people. You know, and then I was getting it a different way. You know, they getting it through music. So, Coop had a full album done already. The album was done. I don't think we did anything on that album. I think we added a couple of songs. We recorded in Houston. A buddy of mine named Stick, he produced the album, H-Town album, Knocking the Boots. So if you listen to H-Town, he has a studio in his house. So we did all the studio stuff in his house. And one particular time, like I said, I was still in the streets. I was still, you know, I'm trying to get out the streets. So on a particular song, Running In and Out, I had got a phone call from one of my friends, like a real sweet lady. And they were saying like the police had like ran in her house. And so I was telling Coop like, man, you know, but they always run in her house. They used to always raid her house. It was like, they just could never, you know, never get her, whatever. So I was just telling Coop, man, you know, they had ran in Big Brenda's house. Man, they always doing it, just that and the third. And Coop just went in there. I think they used that, was it Ozzy, brother? No, it was the Gap Band, I think. It's the Gap Band, yeah. In and Out. Yeah, Running Out My Life. Yeah, so they did the Running In and Out My House. So yeah, that was one of the songs we did. We might have did something else with my guy Papa Roo from Houston, Texas. So another one of my childhood friends, Papa Roo, got on the album. So yeah, it was good.
Were you the one that was on the Lying Ass Bitch skit?
Yeah, that's me. That's me, man. Hey, man, I still listen to that, man. Listen, I'm older now, so you know I listen to it. I was like, man, stuff I used to do and say at 25, you know. But it shows a lot of growth on my part because I look back like I wouldn't want, you know. But hey, you know, just one of them times, one of them things. And I listen to it, I'm like, damn, my voice sound like that. I always hate how my voice sound. You know, you hear yourself talking, you hate how you sound. But yeah, that was me.
Yeah, I was listening to it earlier and I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, that's me. That's me. Yeah, that's me. Me and my guy Papa Roo, man. Yeah, good, man. Just it bring back a lot of memories, man. We had a lot of good times, man. A lot of good times. Yeah, man. Be Fresh through Coop. Yeah. Now Fresh was my guy, cause Fresh, you know, I was drinking cognac back then, so cognac was my thing. And Fresh was one that could drink. So yeah, Fresh, man, Fresh. Yeah, we would kick it. Coop was not a big drinker. Coop was big on something else. Yeah, the alcohol is not his forte. But yeah, Coop was big on other stuff. So yeah. First one was Poisonous Game. We did Poisonous Game. And like, man, it was good, man. The music it was different back then, and I was able to do like a direct distribution deal. I was with Southwest Wholesale in Houston. Everybody was going to Southwest back then. I think they might have had Gonzalez back then, but everybody was going to Southwest in Houston. So this is the weird thing. Coop was big in West Texas, so I would go to Hastings to do the display, put his posters up, you know, do a Coop display. So I'm in Hastings one time, and I'm like, the manager said, hey, we need to buy. They were trying to buy the seats out of the register. They were buying stuff for me out the register. Like, they couldn't get them fast enough because they were out. The place Southwest was in Houston, so they would have to place their order from Houston to get it shipped to Lubbock, and I was in Amarillo. So I was like, listen, man, I live in Amarillo. Y'all in Lubbock. I got to come. You know, they trying to buy them out the cash register, but Hastings Books and Music, the headquarters was in Amarillo. So I was able to go directly to Hastings. And they did I think their first order, they spent like $30,000 with me. It was like, you know, they ordered it. It was a pre-order. And then the check was in the mail in 2 weeks. So I was like, man, you get a $30,000 mail in the check, you know, a check in the mail. Man, but moving too fast, I'm not realizing what I got. Because like I said, I'm doing other stuff. You see what I'm saying? It's not dawning on me to
use this for
No, it's just not done on me the potential. You know, it's not done on me the opportunity that I got. And it's an opportunity that I really squandered. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, they love me. They was just, it was nuts, man. It was nuts. To be at 25 years old, to get checks like that in the mail, you know, of course it wasn't all profit. Because, you know, you had to pay for studio time. You had to pay for album covers, T-shirts, hotels. You know, it was a lot involved in that. But just to keep the money in rotation, to keep it circulating, to eventually grow up into something, the potential was there. It was just a group thing, just promotion, just promotion thing. And Poison's Game took out so well to when we came back, we did Game Still Deadly next. You know, so it was good, man. It was just, it's all a blur to me. I can't believe it's been over 25 years since we did that. It's like, and then seeing the music scene now in Lubbock, like, I'm not up on the new music by no way. This new stuff is just different. I'll just say that, it's different. But to see the young kids in West Texas, to see the young artists in West Texas, and they don't really know how it really started. You know, a lot of them probably think they're the first. I'm gonna be the first to put my city on, I'm gonna be the first one to do this, and they don't know. But I mean, it's you kind of gotta know where you've been, know where you come from to know where you're going. So hopefully this documentary or this interview will shed some light on some things, you know, because, you know, the young kids, I see them, I like to see them doing what they're doing, but it's backwards. It's crazy how things have turned around, because it's like the guys at the height of their career, they're trying to get on the streets and do street stuff, where we was on the streets doing the real street stuff. We trying to get out the streets and get to where they are. It's like, man, you got millions of dollars. Why are you trying to? What are you crazy? That's what we want. That's the whole goal, is to get paid and help other people. Keke, man, that's my dude, man. Keke. How did we do the Keke? That was the second album. You had Keke, we had Richie Rich. We was trying to get Be Legit. I think we had Keke, Kid Frost, Richie Rich, and I want to say we was gonna get Be Legit, but at that time, this was in '99. My wife was in labor, so we're in Oakland, California. We had just did the Richie Rich song. We had Quint Black from Shake the Haters Off. That's who did the track. So we're out there, and my wife went into labor, so I gotta catch an emergency flight back to Texas, and so we never got to do the Be Legit. But Keke, man, just like I said, just in the mix, just hanging out. Keke, my guy. I'm from Houston. He from Houston. Keke's younger than me. I'm trying to think. How did me and Keke? I don't know. You know, you just, like I said, you just in them lanes. You just moving, and everybody just, you know, you in certain lanes. You just moving a certain way. You running to people, bumping to people. Hey, what you charge? Get on the track. And let's make it happen. And we made it happen.
So then, who came up with the Honey Bun video? How'd that come?
Man, that was Coop. That was Coop, and then the Honey Bun, the Coop had the whole Honey Bun thing. And I really take fault for that whole album, because, like I said, I was spending a bunch of money, and I was trying to recoup the money, and then it was a whole bunch of different sounds coming out, a whole bunch of like different things people doing. And we was trying to...
what year would you say that is?
Man, it's 98. I forget the year the album came out. You have to look it up. But I was telling Coop, let's do something that's more radio. Let's do something more bounce. And I really hate, in hindsight, I hate that I did that, because should have just stuck with what we came from. You know, stuck with the street bangers, stuck with with what the street, because the streets is one supporting you. You know, it's cool to get, I guess, to get the marketing and get the crossover appeal. But right now, one thing about it, you got to be loyal to people that you started with. Don't switch up. So I take a lot of blame because I was like, hey, cool, let's do this. And they were in the studio, and he'll probably tell you if we're here together, you know, he liked the honey bun, but he probably didn't want to do it. He probably wants to do something else. But like I said, me trying to do certain things, trying to, I guess, not get just cross over, but just for marketing purposes. So yeah.
Like more like a mainstream.
But yeah. I just hate out. You know, as you get older, you think, you know what, man, just keep grinding it out. You know, it's gonna jump, it's gonna happen. Just keep grinding it out. The screw, well, see, screw them. I'm not big on this. I wasn't big on the screw. Everybody asked me that too about Texas. I was not big on the screw because to be on screw music back then, to me, you had to be on something that kind of slow you down. And I'm Konya, I'm hyper. Funny story, the last Capitol Beach party I went to was in 2000. I think it was E40 we was at the Holiday Inn on the seawall. I think E40 had his tour bus on the parking lot. It was me, Lil Keke. So I got this wild idea. I tell Keke, let me try some of this syrup. Keke give me some of this syrup, and I don't know syrup is a downer. I don't know it's a downer. So, man, I'm on this syrup, man, and back then they had made the seawall to where it was one way. The seawall was one way, so we had to walk. So me, Keke, Big Pokey, we walked like 2 miles. So I'm like, man, I don't like this. You know, I'm used to being, you know. So, man, funny story. It was a guy selling tapes. He was selling tapes on the street, and he had like a little microphone. So Keke and Big Pokey grabbed the microphone, and they had like a full-fledged street concert. Like y'all just seen Scarface that did the little table concert or whatever that was. Man, Keke and Big Pokey did that. Man, I ain't never seen nothing like that in my life. Man, I was like, man, they started a whole concert right there on the side of the street with just some, man, it looked like some Radio Shack stuff back then. I'm telling you how old I am. I'm talking about Radio Shack. Man, it was just some little speakers. Them dudes was jamming. Had the whole sidewalk just jamming. Funny story, man. But yeah, that syrup, nah, that ain't me. No. Man, I didn't have the opportunity, man. We fast forward 2001. No, I take this back. You fast forward to 2002, I found myself indicted federally in federal court. So the feds basically had opened up a drug investigation into me and some other people in 1998. So from 1998, well, that's what they say. You know, the feds, they say a lot of stuff. But in part of my paperwork, in the leading up to the indictment, they reference some friends of mine in Houston. They actually referenced my jeweler in Houston, the guy I was telling you about. So my jeweler in Houston was friends with the owner of Rap-A-Lot. Rap-A-Lot had got in trouble back in like the late 90s they had a whole unit assigned to investigate Rap-A-Lot. Well, some kind of way the Attorney General in Washington, D.C. called Houston and said, shut the whole investigation down. So Houston DA was really just mad about that. This is in 2000. Fast forward to 2002, the feds tapped my phone. They raided some rental properties. They raided some safe deposit boxes. They ended up raiding us. But in my affidavits, they used the ongoing investigation in Houston, which was really a lie because the investigation had been shut down. But like I said, I was hanging out. It's kind of like, it's not necessarily guilt by association. I ain't saying I was just innocent. Because like I said, I was moving in certain lanes. But in 2001, I want to say the Tennessee Titans and the St. Louis Rams win the Super Bowl. So it's me, it's the owner of Rap-A-Lot, it's my jeweler, and it's Floyd. Floyd is out there at the time. Floyd is signed to the owner of Rap-A-Lot. So we hanging out and doing certain things. And like I said, the feds, you know, they listed, they like, it's called a pen register where they know how your phone stuff, who you call, and this, that, and the third. So I ended up getting in trouble. So I wasn't able to really look into it all. If I wanted to, I found myself indicted federally, and then, yeah, the rest, it got all bad after that. Oh man, the last 20 years, Well, like I said, in 2002, I got indicted. I got indicted federally in 2002.
So when did you actually get charged?
In 2002, that's the indictment is the charge. So in 2003, I got arrested. So I get arrested in 2003. They offered me like 300 months in federal prison. 300 months in federal prison, that's 25 years. And I'm like, man, I ain't just innocent, but dang, I ain't killed nobody. You want me to take 25 years? So I'm like, man, I can't do no 20. That was 23 calendars back then. So I turned down the 25 years. I went to trial. When I go to trial, I lose at trial. Now instead of 300 months in prison, I get 400 months in prison. So instead of 25 years, they give me 33 years. So May 2003, I think my release date was in like 2032. So this is 24. So this is not 32. So the fact that y'all talking to me is just I say it's by the grace of God. But I went in 2003. Funny thing happened. I ended up serving 17 years, 4 months, and 15 days in federal prison. I ended up doing actually over 20 years on my sentence. But when COVID-19 hits, President Trump sent 7,000 of us home on an ankle monitor. So instead of me getting out in 2032, I got out in 2020. And I was on a leg monitor up until December 23. And now I'm on what's called federal probation, to where I got to do a year of federal probation. So that's... Yeah, I'm basically, hey, listen, this ain't Beaumont. I ain't behind no fence or no wall. So yeah, I'm free. I'm good. Oh man, really? I like to tell people, this the South, this Texas. So, you 9 times out of 10, if you're in the black community, you went to church. So I grew up in church. Like I said, it's funny, I tell people, I used to say my Easter speech. I used to, go to church on Wednesday, and my mom was like, boy, your voice is getting deep, you need to sing in the choir. I'm like, I'm too cool for all that. So really, when I got in trouble, it was more of in prison, don't get it twisted. In prison, everything that's on the street is in prison. I mean, you can get drugs, you can get phones, you can get, it's up to you. It's about changing your mindset. So as I went in prison, I got a long sentence. I got 29 calendars to do. So I got a choice. Either I can just keep going down this road that got me here, or I can go down, I can change my way. So, I already knew what this is, People turned their back on me. People did this and did that. I know what this life gives. So you know what? Let me get back to my roots. Let me get back to what I know. And I like to tell people, growing up, I had churchianity. Because you go to church, you got churchianity. You know the right words to say, this, that, and the third. But I didn't have Christianity. You know what I mean? And Christianity, like being a true Christ follower, is just knowing who Jesus is and being an example. So now I'm learning. Prison to me was my wilderness experience. That's somewhere, I'm 20. I went to prison at 29. I had been in the streets about 14, 15 years. So now you've been in the streets 14, 15 years. So it's going to take some time to get this out of you. I thought I was ready after a decade. I ain't going to lie. After 2013, I was like, okay, God, hey, I'm 40 now, hey, I'm ready to go. Denied. Man, I got so many denials. I got so many paper man, the judge denied my stuff so fast. So yeah, so instead of 40, it was gonna be another 7 years, man. I finally came out at 47, man. And looking back, man, I tell people I needed 400 months in prison, because as a first-time offender, if you have a short sentence, just say if I had a 10-year sentence. If I had a 10-year sentence, I would have went to a low-security prison, then probably to a camp. And at a low security, you're not going to experience the violence. You're not going to experience the lockdown. You're not going to experience. I was in Leavenworth, Kansas, for 3 years, not seeing your family. So it wouldn't have been real to me if I wouldn't have been through that struggle. And that's why a lot of people that go back, I tell people, man, they come to me a lot. Hey, my loved one is in prison. He keeps going back. He keeps doing this. I'm like, hey, sometimes you got to let them see how it is. Sometimes you don't need to put no money on their books. Sometimes they need to struggle and realize, hey, man, sometimes you can help a person, but you're really hurting them. You can keep money on their books. You can keep them this, that, and the third, to where it's not bothering them being in jail. But when stuff, they bother me because, my kids growing up, and then I knew other stuff to do. So that was just one of the things, man, just getting back, getting close with God, and just realizing, hey, man, this is this is a test. This is not to destroy you. This is to make you better, and I'm all the better for it. No, I'm done. I'm done with home confinement, man. Home confinement was super sweet. I was at my house. You know, I was in my own bathroom, my own bed. You know, so I mean, I love it, man. Guys in federal prison right now would love the opportunity I had. Working for Dr. Pepper, working for Coke. I'm in the community every day. I'm in the city. I'm talking to people. I'm meeting people. You know, man, I loved it. Federal probation? Oh man, federal probation is super sweet.
You just can't like leave the country?
Well, I can't right now. For my first 60 days, I can't leave the Northern District of Texas. So I can just go from Dallas to Amarillo. You know, I can't go to El Paso. I can't go to Austin. So after my 60 days up, February 21st. So I'll see. You know. But listen, man, where I've been, 20 years, man. Listen, I ain't been nowhere in 20 years. What's the rush? You know what I mean? You know, so. Man, I bought my first rental property. When I first got out of prison, I started with a $200 prepaid credit card at Navy Federal. Then I think after 6 months, they gave me $2,500. And then I started working at Coke. I think I was making like $5,000-$6,000 a month being a truck driver. So doing my direct deposit, my credit score just kept going up. So I started my LLC, E Fourth St Enterprises. I started my brand, Life in the Feds. This is my brand. This is my one of my lines, XD Boy. You know, all the people that's done been on the streets, that's done turned it around. You know, I got Trial University, another one of my brands. So my credit is good. You know, just getting into real estate, just starting creating generational wealth the right way. You know, something that ain't gonna get you standing up for count. Something that ain't gonna get you, locked up. So that's my plan, man, and to teach others. That's one thing about it. I share information. They pull up on me. They ask me a question. Hey, this is how I did it. And if you see somebody who can do 20 years in prison, come out and be successful, what's your excuse? You don't have no excuse. You know, I didn't have the internet. I didn't have all this stuff. I did it from the ground. So just trying to help others, man. And, one thing about God, he blesses you to be a blessing to others. And that's what my plan is, just to bless others. Talk to the youth also. Going to different prisons. Talk to men. Talk to women that's incarcerated. Talk to young people. Let them know, hey, I'm an example of what not to do. Now, if you got 20 years to give away, by all means, ball out of control. But I'm proof, man, it's not worth it. But if you do find yourself in that situation, if you do find yourself making some bad choices, and you got to deal with them consequences, I'm also proof that you can come back from them consequences. So, man, I always say all the time, man, what I say to my 18-year-old self, I would say what my mother always said. My mother always say, boy, you need to stop doing what you're doing. And I don't know if I would have listened. When I talk to kids, I tell them, first of all, I'm y'all. Just an older person telling me something, you can't tell me nothing. That was me. I tell family members, hey, I'm your son. I'm that son that you can't tell nothing. You looking at him. But you see me now, you see my comeback story, but no. Look at me when I wasn't, I'm him. So just keep praying for him. Keep telling him he's wrong, and it's going to turn around. That's what I tell my young self. Hey, listen. Same thing my parents told me. You make your bed, you got to lay in it. So when it came around to it, and he used to crying now. You wasn't crying when you was balling out of control. You wasn't crying when you was living the life. So, hey, now that you got to pay the piper, you got to deal with it. Man, 5 years, man, I'll be 55, 56 years old. I see myself as being a better father, a better grandfather, just a better person, man. Like I said, God blesses us to be a blessing to other people. So that's my thing, man. If I can just, bless somebody, because I know that's what God would have me to do. Just being a better person, and just being a blessing to others. What happens if life don't life? Well, hey, man, listen, we all gotta, I think the Bible says, let me get the scripture, I'm paraphrasing. The Bible says, you would ask me that, I can't think of the address. Hold on, I'm gonna get it. Oh, the Bible says it's appointed unto man once to die, and after that is the judgment. So, you have to make sure you're in the judgment, that you're on the right side. Jesus Christ died for our sins, past, present, and future. So when you miss it, confess it, turn from it, and keep pushing. So, I hope I'm gonna get a well done. That's what I hope I'm gonna get. That's what I'm praying I'm gonna get. Well, I don't like hope. Well, yeah, hope is confident expectation. My definition of hope is confident expectation. So yeah, I have confident expectation that I will get a well done. Man, that's it, man. I'm enjoying a second chance, man. I'm enjoying life, man. You ever see me? I tell people, you ever see me frowning? You ever see me sad? You got permission to kick me in my behind, because being able to come home from prison 12 years earlier, being able to come home and really just basically pick up where I left off, minus the federal investigation, minus the police following you around, minus the negativity. So, man, just keep pushing forward, man. I hope I can just inspire people with my story, let people know that, hey, just because you make mistakes, it ain't the end of the world. You definitely can come back. And definitely all things are possible with Jesus Christ, definitely.